This is your degenerate power hour. Your late night golden shower. Too ill to be sick. So thick you can't split. That carnival spin with the rictus grin. I'm Joel, he's BMO, and this is Vagrants and Vandals Radio.
Goddamn. Well, goddamn.
We're joined today by the DentHead, and we're coming to you from BMO.
The Honeyhole.
The Honeyhole. All right, so it's been about 2 months since we've actually been in the Honeyhole itself.
So sad.
So you want to address the budding controversy, feud between you and Stu?
I don't know if it's so much as a feud, but
dude,
someone got the motherfucking FOMO and it ain't no BMO. I know that because I'm in here doing it. I just sent him a text like, "Oh, getting ready to do the show. Gonna be lots of laughs. Who got FOMO now, motherfucker?"
No, it was cool at his place. Like the way their house is laid out. He's almost got like this. I guess it's not really a loft, but the room is like you go up a separate flight of stairs from the living room, and it's just like their bedroom. It'd be a great studio space, and that's what we used it for that day.
Is it better than the masturbatorium that?
Yeah.
We had to use it, Jason.
Yeah, it's definitely better than the masturbatorium.
I was just asking him, like, what exactly is that? Like, what does he mean by that?
It's Jason's third floor. That's basically a storage room.
The sticky room.
You know what? That space would be great if it was converted for that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 100%.
I mean, it's a nice little space there. All right. So, all right. Let's get into it then. What do we want to talk about?
Hi. I got nothing.
How wait a second.
After 2 months of not being on.
You've been going on and on. Like, come on, I need it. My mental health is suffering. And now I get here and you're like, I got nothing to say.
I don't know if I said my mental health is suffering.
You implied it. I got messages.
It's been,
I felt like it was. I could tell through the group chat.
It was. No, dude, a lot of shit's been going on. I mean, between the apartment flooding, thinking I'm okay with that, and now they got to rip all our shit out. So I essentially have to move for a week. I'm not happy about that. Work fucking me about. I'm on that paid vacay. Hey.
That's nice.
Only showering every other day. And I think I've been wearing the same pair of socks for 3 fucking days now.
Oh, big deal. I
do the
same
that's
thing.
relatively normal.
Yeah.
3 days?
Yeah.
I try to do
depending
one
on what
day.
you're doing. If you're
one
like
day.
doing manual labor in them in boots or something, no. But
I'm fat, man. My feet sweat.
That's a good point.
They sweat no matter what I'm doing.
Yeah, when you big folk, you got things like, I know even like in the summertime, you see all those memes and jokes on social media about girls with fat asses and big tits. Like the skinny chicks are like, it's our time to shine now because they're, you get all sweaty and cheesy.
Hobo dick cheese sandwich.
I don't know if that's what they call it.
Serving that up to anybody?
I don't know damn dick cheese, bro.
Hey,
man, dick cheese is young.
What?
You're using the shower for a week. You're on vacation. Got that old Famunda cheese.
It's just like you said, like since I was young. Like when you
I
were
didn't imply it was a delicacy that I was
like
sampling.
Yeah, that's the way it came across.
I'm like, oh, this is a unique flavor you got here. How long has this been aging? A couple weeks? Good.
Yeah, that's that from under cheese has got. I started brewing that one on Tuesday. Hey, what's up with the I know it's out of season now, but the ice cream man that used to hit these parts?
He was just here. He showed up last week and
He's going deep in the year, man.
he said he's like, well, it's been warm, so why the fuck not?
Yeah.
Get a couple extra weeks out of it. But he hooked me up. He gave me like four ice creams for free. And we were just bullshitting,
Bunch of shit that was gonna expire over the off season.
Definitely the off season for sure. He's weird about wanting to come on. He's like, still doing that show? I'm like, yeah. He's like, I don't know if I'm ready to do that yet. I'm like, well, you brought it up to me. Like, what do you mean? So
I gotta get farther in this ice cream career before I can talk.
He's been doing it 20 years, bro. He's been doing
That's
it a
what
long
I'm saying.
time.
So he seems to be perfect for a podcast.
I don't know why he's afraid. I mean, I work in a school district, and any one of the 300 employees could listen to this, and I'd be in trouble. So,
Now that's funny because now you're getting worried about it. You used to
I've
kind of
always
be
been
like,
a little.
nah,
Well, dude,
come
now
on,
my name's
dude.
on everyone's fucking mouth.
That's what I'm
dude.
saying.
Like,
So now you got to kind of like watch
next
it.
in the docket, the Morrisons at. I'm fucking being.
Why'd you say that for?
Oh fuck! You're gonna have to bleep that out.
God damn. I do have.
I'm only 2 beers deep, eh?
I do have a guest we can have call in a future episode. It's a guy I know. He works on an astronomy show. He's part of the matter of fact, he listens. If you're listening, Don, hello, Don. And
Donnie.
maybe I shouldn't because I was just yesterday. I cracked an age joke, and he was like, "Oh, how do I unsubscribe from Vagrants and Vandals?"
Oh, is he an old fuck?
Yeah,
Who can't accept that he's an old fuck?
He's an older gentleman.
An old fuck.
But he listens, and
Only an old fuck would call himself an older gentleman.
he doesn't call himself an older gentleman. Someone else.
Welcome, Donnie. Welcome.
Listen, God, actually, I probably should. No, he's going to come on the show, so saying his name's fine. Somebody else in the conversation was acknowledging him, and they're like, "Oh, what'd they say? Something like the distinguished gentleman." I was like, "What, this old guy?" And then Don was like, he's like, "Oh, thanks, Joel. How do I unsubscribe?" Mm-hmm. So a couple weeks in a row, he'd come in, and a couple times that I saw him, and he'd bring up the podcast in a way. And after a while, I'm like, "You listen?" And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, I tune in here and there. He's like, "I might not hear them all from beginning to finish."
Is that because he's losing his hearing because he's so fucking old? I mean, you put the transcripts on, put the bifocals on, Donnie, it'll be all right.
You can't take this personally.
Right.
You've listened enough. You know what BMO is.
He's going to be clicking unsubscribe
This
right at this
motherfucker.
point of the episode.
And anyways, he's part of an astronomy club. And I told him, I'm like, dude, this is one of the topics that like interests me. I was like, I'd love to have you on the podcast. Would you? I was like, you've listened, you know what it is. I'm like, would you be willing to come on? And I'm like, we can look at it kind of from like a comedic perspective. And he said he'd do it. So
Well, don't have Stu on then. If you're mentioning comedy. Stu, if it helps, Joel doesn't want to laugh. He's trying to hold it back.
I can't wait till the day that we get a full set away of cameras so that you guys can see the pure mirth on Brandon's face when he takes these cheap shots. You would think it's the height of the comedy world and he's being paid big money to say it.
That's how it feels.
Yeah.
Now, another one of our listeners, someone we all know, Mr. Two Strimpy,
Oh, too strict.
he had a correction to issue on the last
He
episode.
always does. The only time he chimes in.
Right, he's like your personal fact checker on the show.
Actually, it was this way.
He got a hold of me. He said, by the way, you pronounced, okay, so the,
Oh, he's going to say Chris Olave.
yeah.
I knew you were going to say that.
yeah.
I knew it because I listened and I'm like, man, he's saying his name wrong.
So I said, I'm like, well, how's it pronounced? And I guess he tries to break it up here, Olave, but I was like, hold on, I'll just play I'll play our little exchange.
Are you trying to tell me his name's pronounced Olava?
That was incorrect. So then I say,
Oh, I'll definitely make note of it. I'll say Two Strimpy had a correction on the next episode.
so he says, no, it's a long A at the end. And I said, well, say it for me. So then here you go, Strimpy.
Olave.
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 Yeah, Olave.
So then he goes on to say, if you need to know how to pronounce any football players' names, I'm your guy. So I say, ha ha ha. And he says, I'm extremely obsessed with football. So, Dent, what do I say next?
I don't know what.
I say, you gamble?
Oh, right. Yeah. No, yeah. I was literally, I was already thinking like he probably doesn't bet though.
No, he said
he's one of them people that like, I play a lot of Madden. I like fantasy football, but I don't gamble. And it's like,
Ooh.
I mean, there's just a lot of people like, I get it. But at the same time, like, I mean, if you watch a lot of football, it's kind of hard to watch the NFL and not have something on the game, man. It's not nearly as entertaining.
I never fucking win. Every time I bet.
No, you won a few times just at the beginning of the season.
That fight pick that you got for me, I won. That was
Yeah.
it. I lost
Yeah,
that
Tyson
prop bet,
Pedro.
that one bullshit game.
Yeah, but how many times did you bet?
Probably like 3-4 times.
I mean,
Hey, I don't make that fucking
Yeah,
big
small
time
sample
money,
size.
homie, bro. I'm dabbling. I'm dipping my toes in the gambling water.
all right, but you can't say I never went. Like, unless you're gambling, like, nightly.
I can't afford to gamble nightly if I don't win.
Well, like, one of my gambling buddies, like, he bets like $1 to $5. Like that's his unit.
A lot of people play, $5, $10 plays.
I'm a degenerate. They don't even do it for me. If I can't win like $100, what the fuck's the point?
I agree.
Yeah, no, me too.
My time.
It's not worth the.
I won
it's
$6. Yay!
Yeah, no, it's not worth the stress of sitting there watching the game and being engaged in it, and then at the end you're like, we did it. Your account's $750 more.
Dude, when Dallas won that game like 40-0, whatever it was.
Yeah, early in
and
the
I
year,
lost on the stupid prop bet.
Yeah, it was
not enough receptions.
It was a tight Jake Ferguson, the tight end, like over 3.5 catches. I think he had like 3, but he had like
Fucking
7
annoying.
targets. So it's like it should have hit, but it just didn't.
What'd you have on that game?
I think he had like 25 or $30 to win like 150. So that would have been the one that kind of bounced his bankroll up.
Yeah, I was trying to get that bankroll so I could actually have money to play
I completely understand, man.
No one sends me picks or returns my motherfucking
you don't
phone
play
calls.
you don't play him.
Dude, weren't you? Oh no, I was talking to you. You weren't here last night, were you?
No.
Okay. I don't know why I thought that because I
was
all day. Well, the last 2 days I was going back and forth with Andrew. I'm like, dude, the Canucks are gonna destroy the Sharks. Take the puck line. I'm putting 2 units on it, and then they come out in the first
How
period.
much are your units?
About $100.
$100.
Yeah.
You putting 200 in a fucking game, bro?
I put because of the way the odds were.
I tailed him and did the same thing.
What the fuck?
Listen, the Canucks were plus, and I promise everyone listening, this isn't strictly turning into a gambling podcast.
Right, I was.
It sounds like it. I'm getting my wallet out. I'm hooked in.
All right, listen. So it was one of those plays where you feel a little extra confident. So the Canucks were plus 110 on the puck line, meaning they got to win by 2 goals. And I mean, I follow hockey day in, day out. They're in San Jose playing the Sharks. The Sharks are historically bad. Now, small sample size, smallish. It's just 10 games, but they have been shut out multiple times this year. They've had one game where they've scored more than 1 goal. So they've either been shut out or scored 1 goal in all games but 1. In that game, they lost 6-3.
Wow.
So I'm like, I've never seen a more inept offense. I've watched a few Vancouver games this year. They retooled most of their defense. They've got a pretty dynamic forward group. They've got solid goaltending. I was like, they're going to destroy the Sharks tonight. So I put $183 on it, so it would pay out $200 for a win. And yeah, they come out. San Jose takes a double minor high sticking penalty. Canucks score 2 power play goals. They're up 4 after. They win the game 10-1.
Holy
10-1.
The funny thing is, I was watching the end of Thursday Night Football, and then the hockey game started at a weird time. It was like 10:44 was like the puck drop, which I thought was really late and weird, but it being on the West Coast. But I'm watching the football game, then I flip back to Action Network, the app, and I look at it, and they're like up 3-0, like maybe 5 minutes into the game, and I'm just like, okay, all right. I'm gonna be. I didn't even know the final score was 10-1 because after they were up 3-0, I started getting tired, and I'm like, they're gonna cover.
I'm gonna call my bookie and play some bets. Andrew,
it was dude. It was one of those games where like you follow a particular sport, and I follow what the Sharks are doing because I've been a fan of the Sharks for years.
So what'd you win in that game then?
$200.
You bet 200.
I bet 183, but because of the way the odds were, it paid out 383. So I won $200.
All your initial bet plus doubled it. Okay.
Yeah. So
now had the odds been minus 110 on the puck line, I would have bet as much as I needed to win $200.
I know as much about gambling as Stu. Not much. As I can tell from the last episode.
another one of them unnecessary shots, man.
So go ahead, Andrew.
Yeah, no, that's one of those picks that like you kind of, like you said, you were a little extra confident, but even then, like you already had the script played out in your head, like they're gonna get blown out just by how many. And I know you said earlier about like wishing you'd have played alternate puck line minus 4.5, minus 5.5, and it'd been an insane payout. And honestly, it would have never been in doubt. A 9-goal win, dude.
Next time he sends you a pick like that, hockey picks in general, I need to know about.
Now, okay, so I will freely admit, picks like that don't come along often.
Exactly,
it ain't often you think you know the game script and then it plays out plays out better than I thought it would. I thought it'd be like 6-1, not 10-1.
Yeah, you the thing that sold me on the pick was you said like last night the goal differential. Yeah. And it was like almost 30 or something on the season. We're only not even 10 games into the season.
We're not far enough.
So the Sharks got 9 goals all year, and Vancouver's got almost 30. Like
I was shocked that the odds were as good as they were.
Yeah, the line threw me off too, kind of, because it's like they're almost like they're begging you to take it.
The sports books haven't caught on to how just how this is a historically bad start for San Jose, not just for their franchise and the history of hockey.
Did Joe Thornton retire?
Yeah,
He did.
He did. And he didn't even play last
Joe.
season either. So
I think so.
I mean, goddamn, what's he like? 45 years old now,
Yeah,
dude.
he
I feel like
was.
he's been playing.
He was a rookie
forever.
in '97.
Holy shit, dude! It's a long career, man.
We're watching him our whole
He's a
lives.
Hall of Famer though,
Oh, yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, he's got
One of
the
those
numbers.
cupless Hall of Famers.
Yeah, I was gonna say he doesn't have a cup, but
Cupless.
he's got crazy
That's
numbers over
rough,
his.
dude.
I want to read this really quick just so people get an insight of like some of our back and forth. Now, Andrew wasn't seeing these, but that never stops either of us from continuing to send stuff when something's going our way. So this is just my string of text over the course of the hockey game last night. Hey. Woo! First period was all I dreamed it would be. All right, let's remember this one. It's the exact game script I thought it would be. Nuck's throwing up a snowman. Another should have bet it all game.
Yeah, and seriously,
Right.
from
Couple
the
grand.
puck drop, they scored like a minute in. It's like you've seen how that the ice was slanted that game.
What's
like, they
the
were
most
gonna-
you've ever put in a game?
$250. Yeah.
$250. That's it.
Yeah, that's the most I've ever put on one single game. Yeah.
Never went like.
Dude, there's been football games where I definitely bet $500 on a football game.
Now, can
But
we-
you got to be up. But
can
you
we-
got to be up huge.
Are you willing to open the books and talk about? Some
No,
shit that
I'm
I've
not
heard?
doing all that. No.
I'm glad you asked because I was gonna ask.
Will you,
I knew
will
it was
you-
coming.
Will you substantiate a rumor or unsubstantiate it?
Oh, I already know the rumor, and no, that's not true. It's greatly inflated.
I thought it
but
might.
it's still a lot of money, and it's still
Well,
fucked
now,
up.
Wait a second. For our listeners, I want to make sure we're all talking about the same rumor because I heard a rumor once. How do we want to play this? Do we want me to set it up? You want to?
you go ahead. No,
I don't
no.
even know what you're talking about necessarily.
All I know is I was told by a mutual parent
Right.
that at
clearly.
one point you were up $60,000.
No,
and no,
dude.
let me finish. I question this.
I have heard the same.
That you,
Yeah.
were up, that you were up $60,000.
Well, I heard the same thing from Mom, too, and I'm like, no.
And I heard
you
it
were
from my mom.
dabbling in some Trulies. Like Truly, he was wasted and blew like 40 grand.
No.
And I'm like, if that's the case,
No,
dude,
it didn't even happen like that. But I was up like 25 grand, and I only
Fuck.
walked away with like maybe 9 of it.
That's still pretty good, but
And it was probably
Alright.
off like $100 deposit. But it and the crazy thing is, I remember the fights. TJ Dillashaw.
You never forget. 'em.
Won a dude, like one of them fights that you watch the fight and Corey Sandhagen versus TJ Dillashaw. Dude, clear decision win for Sandhagen. The live odds are like minus 1100 in the 5th round, and I got Sandhagen big for like 4 or 5 grand, dude. Like, so it was insane.
my
But I was
God.
on a heater, so I'm like, and I got a feeling, dude. Sure. And sure enough, dude, the decision comes, and I'm like, there's no way this isn't for Sandhagen. Sure enough, Dillashaw decision. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me, bro?
So what? Yeah, what was that reaction like? What did you do?
Just looking at my phone, like looking into space after that, like how, like not only did I lose, if you'd have went out there and got knocked the fuck out, okay. But when you get robbed of a decision victory, for a minute there, I'm just like, I'm done betting MMA because it's just like this weekend with Ngannou and Tyson Fury. Ngannou won the fight. Everybody who watched it knew he won the fight. Yet the decision comes in, Tyson Fury wins. It's like,
and $5,000, you said?
yeah.
Oh my God!
I mean, I was up huge.
that makes me sick, and it's not even my money.
Oh yeah, dude.
No, I did hear the exact same story from my mom, who heard it
Yeah.
from your mom, of course. This is
But it was 120K.
no,
Got up.
same figures. This was a summer before last. I'm over my mom's. I'm on the back deck. She goes, Joel. That's how I always know.
Right.
She's like, Aunt Lori was telling me. She's like, Andrew, he bets on those fights. I'm like, yeah, I'm well aware. And she's like, Aunt Lori was telling me he was up $60,000 and he lost 40. And I go, well, he didn't tell me that story.
Yeah.
And he's still up 20, so...
And the crazy thing is, I think this was before you even bet much. I don't think,
no.
dude. Like
Well,
this fight,
before you're saying the incident,
that specific fight was like a
But
while
even now,
back.
his is $250.
That's not,
$250 American dollars, and yours is $5,000.
But Brandon, you got to
That's
think
the story.
if you go on a heater and run $100 up to 25 grand,
not
it's like
judging.
that's how you got to actually like. I mean, in my opinion,
I'm
obviously.
not judging at all. I went into that casino. I turned that.
Oh, you got to stay out of the
45 into,
casino
like,
because
500. I threw it all away one night, and I was sick to my stomach.
dude, one night you
deleted
can
it
go
that
in the
night.
casino and
Fuck
lose
you.
your whole roll in 20 minutes. And
It
it
came
literally,
up-
the shit's rigged again. Not rigged, but
No,
it's not in your
fucking
favor,
rigged.
dude.
It's fucking
If
rigged.
you start
it came
playing-
up 0-0, bro. I bet red, black.
Oh, well.
2-1 and everything.
I don't ever
and
play
it came
roulette.
up double green 0 3 times in a row. I'm like, The fuck are the odds of that? It's astronomical.
No,
that double green come up that way.
I've never played online roulette. I feel like that would even be
Never
an easier
again.
game, but
Yeah,
Never
I won't touch the online casino. But to Andrew's point, like as your bankroll increases, like at some point you have to increase your unit if you're going to take that next step.
it's the same thing
get
as like
that.
you don't want to bet 5 to win 7. It's like if you're sitting on a big chunk of money and you got a good feeling on a plus money dog on a fight,
Dude,
and the motherfucker wins, dude, should have
that's a bad
won.
beat.
It was fucked up.
bad
20K, I'm cashing out. I'm gonna go jerk off.
But you
and
don't even want to
fucking buy a
You don't even
scratch
want to
off.
cash out like that either. You want to break it down into smaller
You
withdrawals.
get taxed on that.
Well, yeah, if you and you'll start getting flagged by shit. If you just pull 20 grand out of DraftKings, like you'll get like your bank is gonna like flag
Yeah,
that,
what
and
the
then
fuck?
well, yeah, this is gonna mean which is stupid to me. It's like, oh, I won the money with my money that I deposited from the bank, but
You tap like that, you can fucking hear that shit. Bro.
It's a dude, BMO's giving instructions over here.
you're right.
To finish the point on that Canucks game, I had a $10 no sweat bet. So I'm like, okay, we load those up. So I took. This is how confident I was in Vancouver last night. I took them to win by minus 3.5. Brandon, looking like a strangled tomato. He just hit
Brandon,
hit a vape.
Brandon just hit a Spearmint Breeze Pro, and
He'll be dead soon.
I think he blew out his last alveoli.
Holy fuck, that was like getting kicked in the fucking throat by a piece of gum, dude. Jesus Christ.
That's why I like these. I like the mint. The fruity ones are nasty, dude.
He
It
was
gives-
a black in a past life, bro. He's like menthol.
the same
Ugh.
menthol though. You can buy menthol ones, and I don't think I can handle it.
Menthol, whatever.
Must be
This shit
black.
fucked me up, bro. I'm about to pass out.
No, if you're not used to it, wouldn't it be
Oh,
hilarious?
bro, I
if
feel like
he
I'm
just
fucking
hit-
high. I just
if
smoked a fatty,
He's
bro.
got such a head buzz right now because that shit will
God
hit you,
damn.
dude.
I was like, well, this is how the podcast ends. He's literally going to die right here.
Yeah. It ain't quite
That'd
a
be
lucky
fitting way to
strike.
go out. No, it's not.
Yeah, Brandon would be smoking the cheapest cigarettes, dude.
They're not the cheapest cigarettes. You can roll your own for way cheaper.
Okay, if you do that, then you seriously got a problem, dude. Smoking for like
You
your own,
lost $5,000 on a fucking gambling.
but I'm not addicted to cigarettes.
I don't have a problem. You have a problem.
We've moved on from that.
Your habit's way more expensive. I'll fucking retreat to wherever I need to. All right. It's
Listen,
what it is.
He got over the head buzz now. He's starting to come out of the woods there. He was hunched over the table in the mic.
It's
Like
still a
you
little-
could tell it was
it's still a
fucking
little-
him over.
Like when you do nitro, it's like wah 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 wah
I
wah.
never really did that.
let me finish the point on that game. So I had $10 no sweat bet. I took the Canucks minus 3.5, and then I took them to score over 5.5 goals. I took Quinn Hughes to score. I took Elias Pettersson to score. I took Andrei Kuzmenko to score 2. That's a pretty lofty set of things to happen. The only thing that didn't happen, Kuzmenko scored 1, and Pettersson picked up 3 assists and he didn't score a goal. That would have paid out $1,000. But that I was so confident. I was like, this is actually not that unrealistic.
Yeah,
I
and
need that gene.
I was gonna ask you like which legs missed, and then you're always just left sitting there like, man, you know when you tack on those extra
I know.
legs, like you get to 4 legs, and you're like, oh, it's gonna pay out $500 for $20 bet.
Yeah.
Then you're like, well, if this guy just gets 2 shots, it's gonna
Yeah.
pay out
That's
$900.
what I need. I need that 20 for 500.
I did.
Yeah, I mean that's why the no sweats are so nice because like I was telling you
So
earlier.
what do I gotta do to get that? I gotta re-sign up.
Well, if you've already made an account, you have. I wish you hadn't signed up because I'd be like, well,
With
here's
who?
my referral link.
I only
and
signed up.
Here's your initial deposit. I'll take my
listen,
200.
I only signed up with MGM.
Oh, let's make a DraftKings,
I never
dude.
did DraftKings.
Bro,
DraftKings make
I'll
a
give-
season.
I don't have
Brandon,
a problem.
you'll
I was
get-
on multiple sites like wheeling and dealing.
Well, you have to do that. You have to
have
shop
to.
odds.
Yeah, that's.
But
that's
I mean,
the best
unless
way
you're
to do
taking
it.
picture of someone else, or if I'm like giving
And
you
that's
a
what
play
I'm
or something.
doing.
But no, dude, make a DraftKings tonight. You'll get $100 free.
We'll do it tonight.
You
You're
can
staying the night here.
You can deposit 50 and then which I don't understand. Hopefully DraftKings ain't listening to this. But I don't understand the concept of people will use the referral bonus, deposit 50, get the bonus funds, and then they allow you to just withdraw the 50.
Really?
Yeah, when normally it's always attached to a rollover.
Well-
Like you got to play it at least you got to bet the 50 once.
I would assume the plan there is that they've got you now. You're probably gonna lose your 100.
Well, that's what all of those promotions.
Yeah, I
are
mean
going to do.
that's the casinos, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
I go to casinos no
Vegas wasn't built on winners,
more. Dude,
man.
me and April went to Motor City playing War.
Oh, war
I was
is the
up
best.
$700 fucking dollars on $50 fucking dollars,
yeah,
dude.
dude.
And I'm like, money, money, money. This fucking guy gets take off the table. He's on break. Here comes the little
You
Chinese-
should have went and got a beer at that point.
Little Korean woman, dude.
Right.
And I'm like, let's go ballsy. I'm like, we'll play a couple hands, $100.
They're like in the pit
Gone.
watching on the cameras. They're like, send her in.
Dude, you know what it was? It was we warred.
And then you went for it. And then, dude, and honestly, going to war is a sucker's bet on that
Should
game.
have surrendered.
Yeah,
Just lost the
because
50.
you get half your money back for surrendering, or you get suckered into betting. They're doubling down.
200. And then we warred again. Like my $700
yeah.
was gone
Yeah.
in 2 fucking hands, dude.
It's like that night we went to Windsor. Wasn't as big a difference. Remember we went to Windsor that one night years ago? Dead of winter. We were at my dad's house. We were playing poker. It's like 1 a.m. and we just got this wild hair up our ass. We're like, let's go to the casino. So we drove over to we went over to Canada. This was in the middle of the NHL lockout that year because I remember we got there and I thought it was so cool that we could actually watch TSN in the casino because I always went to TSN's website.
I think you have me confused with somebody.
dude.
Because listen, I've only been to Canada like a handful of times. A lot of times with my female friends from high school. I'm not gonna say names, but you know what I'm talking about.
You've mentioned them before
Have I?
on the podcast.
Holly,
yeah, I mean, I know who
can't
he's
remember,
talking
dude.
But whatever, I don't
Trying
care.
to save you work, motherfucker. Okay, Holly. There you go. Where you bleeping that shit out,
I have to say a
motherfucker.
last name.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
I did.
one end of the
And then I
spectrum
went
to
with
the-
Jason,
Uh-huh.
Ted, Strimple, Richard. You weren't there. That was for my birthday.
Yeah.
Sounds like a
You didn't
rowdy
drink.
time.
I didn't claim that I was there then.
But, dude-
you and I went to the casino in the winter of 05.
I do not remember ever going to the casino. Just me.
I mean,
and
he
you.
fucking
Me and
remembers
Luke-
the year and the
Well, we
season.
did. This isn't like that Texas
Me and
dream
Luke.
I
Me
had
and
when I
Luke
was a kid.
went. Me and Luke went to Windsor one night, and I hit trip 8s on 3-card poker, 2 hands in, and I won like
I
$800.
think I remember you telling me that.
Yeah, me and him were like, he's
Stupid
like,
luck.
Dude, I
That's
go like this.
crazy.
He looks, he's like, oh. I go, I think that's good, right? It's 3-card poker. If I would have bet the pair plus, oh, bro, it would have been like 15 grand. Getting 3 of a
Yeah.
kind and 3-card poker
That
is like
sounds like,
that's like a royal flush,
That
dude.
sounds like some shout out Maddie Betts shit right there. Maddie Betts he'll go to the casino and like post from their play, and I swear, I mean, obviously, dude don't post his losses, but like he will hit some crazy shit.
Yeah.
I mean, last night he hit I think almost every play he had. I was impressed.
I assume if you bet enough, you're bound to win.
I mean, he
sooner
runs
or
a
later.
page.
I wouldn't say that.
no, dude,
Your dad probably say the same thing.
spot playing
That
is
man
the way
never
to
had no
go.
luck.
To be
No,
honest,
he used to go on runs and win, and then but he'd also tank and then make such a scene that they arrested him. So,
yeah.
Fuck.
but
was
let me
he doing?
finish this story. I mean, he's probably going to lose a foot, but I mean,
Oh, really?
Yeah, the diabetes.
My ex's father, dude, got his pinky toe shaved off.
Yeah, he's already missing a toe.
Oh, really?
What do we got
We'll
here?
read Stu's comment.
It's crazy how common that is, man. Anyone with diabetes, dude, ends up losing a fucking toe.
Yeah,
Like it's just like, whoa, dude.
Jason and Madison have pretty
This
much.
should be a PSA for you, BMO.
They pretty much
Keep
told
your
him
toes.
like, it's just a matter of time before the foot goes, and the foot goes, the leg's going to go.
Oh my god.
Talk like I'm healthy, bro. I'm as healthy as a fucking guy named 20-year-old.
What kind of 20-year-old? 20-year-old with fucking
One of those like.
Come on.
Well, you can't mention his name either. Can we talk about anyone?
I don't
we
know that he wants to be disparaged.
Right.
I say he looks like a 20-year-old.
Brandon has this idea where people enjoy having shit said about him negatively. Like he thinks like everyone's gonna think it's funny.
It is funny.
Just because it's funny to you doesn't mean it's gonna be funny to them. Man.
So yeah, we went to the casino.
Yeah.
Winter 05, I believe it was.
Don't remember
it was-
this, folks.
It was January or February. It was close to like
Did you drive?
probably. It was close to the cutoff for the
I know you didn't.
like for the league to get something done to salvage a season. We played a little roulette. We played the big wheel. You were up $250, and I was in back. So this is 2005. Being up $250 at that time is like that was a nice night.
Yeah.
Talking about the big wheel, like the.
Yeah.
I do know.
those
that
are fun.
He's right. I remember the night. he's
I
talking
lost
about.
maybe $40 in that, but you were up $250. I'm like, dude, let's get out of here. We can go get like a nice meal. And you're like, nah, let me let me play some fucking what was blackjack?
Oh, that's where
roulette. I remember putting like
It was blackjack and it was gone in like
Yeah,
3 or 4
no,
hands,
dude.
and then you're like, well, let's go.
yeah,
McDonald's. It is on you.
that's that black crack, dude.
that $40 looking real good right now. I got nothing.
And that dealer just like took those chips like cold blooded, like it wasn't nothing. Me and poor BMO are standing there like, oh. I remember I've only been to that casino twice, and I want to say the other time I went, as we were walking in, there was a group, and this will reveal something about my own psychology. There was a group of other young people, maybe a little younger than us. I was, I don't know, 20, 21 at the time, and
That put me what 19? How old are you now?
40.
I am 30. Okay.
This was back in 03. Yeah, 03. Winter of 03.
Yeah, 18, 19.
So, this is the first time I went there. And there was this group of kids that came out. They were young. Let's just say 19. And I think there's 3 of them. And the one was like, I can't believe I won $800.
Rob them.
My first fucking thought. I was like,
Right.
is that so? You want to get followed out
Why
to the
you
car?
don't say
What
that?
Right.
I know.
at the
What a
casino.
dumbass thing to say.
Can I take you out with one punch?
When
How
I,
quick can we? But at the casino,
he was a little twink.
dude, at the
Yeah,
casino,
he
man,
did-
it doesn't matter. You start just acting aggressive or even like they're on your
Yeah,
ass.
yeah.
The worst place to commit a crime, dude.
That's why I was going to
Cameras
follow him to his
everywhere.
car in the
there
parking
you go,
garage.
Yeah.
Still cameras out there
It's
too.
a little
dude.
smarter though. I mean, shit. I've been
Eh.
to the casino with Crandall before, dude. He about got into it with this older Indian guy over just.
He was like, "Fuck me, huh? Fuck me, bro."
It pretty much got to that. Yeah, like the pit bosses came, made
Wow.
all of us leave the table, and then next thing you know, it's like me and Crandall standing there. Then this like Indian dude's got like 12 buddies with them, and they're like standing over here. We're over here.
They all
You
got
Cran-
tomahawks
you got-
and shit.
You got Crandall looking at him.
Different kind of Indian,
Yeah,
man.
like a Hindu, not a Native American.
So they had bow staffs. I don't fucking know.
Look, he goes for a racist joke. He can't even get it right.
Well, I had a 50-50 chance of getting the ethnicity
I mean, the
right.
story would be a lot cooler, right? You got into a fight with 12 Native Americans.
Yeah, well, that should have been the key, I guess.
But yeah, nothing ever ended up happening with it. But we're sitting there outnumbered 12-2, and Crandall just sitting there
Ain't
still
good
chirping.
math.
He's still chirping. Like both pit bosses are one's with us, one's with them, and he's still just getting over the dude. Yeah, fuck you, dude. I'm like, oh, Crandall's mom was there too. And she's
That-
like sitting
that
there
couldn't
ready,
help things.
like she's ready to go. I'm like,
Yeah.
what are you gonna do?
Yeah, I mean, you got to recognize. Like, what's he expect you to do in that situation? You gonna back me up 12 on 2?
Exactly. Yeah.
Probably not,
Yeah,
man.
it's like, hey, dude, you want to take on this suicide mission? Like,
It's about to
even-
be 11 on 1. I'll take the other guy and be
Yeah,
done
I
with
don't
it.
care
Like,
if it's like 12 kids, like 13-year-olds, dude. You're
even-
just outnumbered.
Yeah.
They're just all grabbing
15
a appendage and
15
hold
bourbon
on.
and Gibsons.
See, this
It'd
is
be a lot to deal with.
It's a
And
lot
like,
of
you're just
weight.
like throwing high kicks and just like,
Here's one of the best
boom.
pieces of advice I read regarding like getting into physical altercations was from Eddie Guerrero's autobiography. It's something his dad told him because he was also in the wrestling business.
and like legit, like those dudes used to actually go at it.
Well,
It was-
so-
I mean, not that wrestling's not legit, but it would feel like it was different with that time. Like,
It was so basically it was Eddie Guerrero was telling the story because sometimes when the show spills out into the crowd, some of the fans are idiots. They're drunk. They think, hey, I'm a tough guy, so they assault the wrestlers. Well, his dad told him, he said, if you ever find yourself like in the crowd or any situation at a party or something, and you're outnumbered like that, you're surrounded, like you cannot try and fight 6 guys. You're gonna get stomped down. He said, you grab one of them. You grab what looks to be the weakling, and you beat the fuck out of them, and the rest are gonna be like, "Woo!"
make a statement.
Shit.
That's your only hope. You can't fight 6
Yeah,
people.
you got to kind of bluff at that point. Like,
Pretty
yeah,
much.
like I'm the baddest motherfucker ever. So
Pull your pants down, shit into your hands. Let's go, motherfuckers.
that probably would.
Smear it on your own face. So that's the idea. Is like make them think. One-on-one, this guy looks like he could beat any one of our asses.
yeah.
And after everyone sees that, I think it's more like that kind of mob mentality where it's not like, well, shit, like clearly he's willing to do that to a person. Yeah, we could all take him, but he gonna hurt one of us. And
Someone's
I don't
gonna
want to
get
be that one. And if everyone does that same math, you've just spared yourself possibly being killed.
I gotta take a piss.
Of course you do.
I really do have to piss like a motherfucker. I got denims on, bro. I ain't used to this shit. My legs are constricted.
Why are you wearing jeans?
It's cold out. And my mother-in-law bought me a pair of Wranglers for $5.
What do you usually wear?
Khakis
Or joggers.
or yeah, like little shorts,
Like sweats?
No,
He does got some. He does got some decent. You can tell they're new because like the thighs aren't all stained up with shit wiped on them.
I mean, from here, from the seated position, you look like you're wearing skinny jeans,
They're
which is
not.
an oxymoron.
They're not skinny jeans.
Oh, no, they're not. Okay. There we go.
no, there's some dad jeans.
Go take your piss.
Yeah.
We'll hold it down here in the Honeyhole.
But yeah, I know this isn't a gambling podcast, but I'll say, I mean, folks, you might as well.
What you looking for?
We might as well look at what's going on tonight.
Yeah,
I mean,
just 2 hockey games tonight.
is that it?
Yeah.
Man.
We are recording this on the Friday after Halloween for those of you listening in the future. Just 2 hockey games. So, of course, I'll take a look at those.
Yeah, and college football. I mean, it's like
Yeah,
some fucking bottom of the chili pot shit. There ain't no, I mean...
There was nothing that was really jumping out to
Which
me.
means NBA slate is where you can find something. But if the Pistons aren't playing, I'm like, man, I feel like the Oscar Thompson prop play is like, it's almost been guaranteed money this year.
Yeah.
But eventually, dude, and I didn't even tell you this. Last night was really weird. I told you about how I bet it at minus 115, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I was messaging you, I checked again. It was minus 135 at 19.5.
Okay.
About an hour later, so maybe 10 minutes before tip, it was 18.5 at minus 110. So, of course, I'm thinking, like, oh, fuck, what happened? My bet's about to get killed. Because, like, that's like a big shift.
Yeah.
And what ends up happening, he puts up 28 points, rebounds, assists. Like,
It always scares the shit out of me
Yeah.
when I've already placed a bet and then I see the number going in the bettor's favor. I'm like, oh, fuck.
yeah, closing line movement is like, it's either, it'll get you worried. But, yeah, with them player props, dude, I don't know. It's weird. Like I said, I was trying to bet John Collins last night and just props just gone. I can't even find it on the book. I'm like...
Yeah, they got your number.
It's bullshit because it's like what the couple dudes that I like betting, you guys are gonna try to, which is a good way to make me go
they're
play
like,
somewhere
yes,
else.
that's exactly what we're going to do.
Yeah, it's insane to me.
Well, I feel like, and this is not like a humble brag or anything. I think it's just like the truth. I don't think most casual bettors, like most guys, like you go into a bar any given night, you start talking about betting. I don't think most of those guys are like me and you, where they're betting every single night across multiple sports and, for the most part, winning a little bit.
Yeah,
I think
and-
most people bet here and there and they fucking lose.
yeah, and they're definitely not betting a player prop of a guy who is not well. If they're betting a player prop, it's gonna be a Jason Tatum, a LeBron James,
stars. Yeah.
And even if they're betting a side, it's gonna be the Lakers.
Yeah.
The Lakers -5, and then the Lakers go out and get blown out, and it's like, well, this is why the books make so much money.
And the sports books know that, and I have no doubt, their algorithms can identify. First of all, they can clearly track when people log in, how often you're placing bets. I mean, we can look up our tickets right now.
Right, yeah.
So I think, when they see people who are betting on a nightly basis who seem to, this guy's got a proclivity for shots on goal props, or this one likes rebounds, points, and assists, and these particular players, week after week, game after game, let's limit their visibility. They 100% do that.
The funniest thing is they took off the Harry Barnes prop, and he's been cold. And I'm just like, well, that one backfired on you guys.
All right, so let's get into Dent in our VNV group chat, which, full disclosure for you regular listeners, contains myself, BMO, DentHead, and Stu. We have a group chat where we mostly share nonsense, conspiracy theories.
I was just telling Andrew, it's like 6:30 in the morning. Stu's like, "What would you do?" I'm like,
World War III, boys.
I just woke up. What the fuck you talking about?
I want to talk about this for a second. He sent something in our group chat, and I'm like, is this a real situation, or are we just doing a hypothetical?
The one he sent today?
Yeah, let me read it.
Right, he was taking a shit at work, thinking about that on the toilet.
He says,
said that.
Stu says, somebody keeps shutting the light off in the bathroom at work. Should I, A, cover the switch in some kind of hot sauce / pepper extract, B, wipe my shitty toilet paper on it,
That makes you an animal.
or C, do nothing? BMO said A, cover the switch in some kind of hot sauce / pepper extract. I agree, and actually DentHead agreed. We all agreed.
Dude, I would take one of those hot peppers, slice that bitch open, and just.
I just kind of
coat
like
it.
I needed better options. I feel like because I feel like
What did you want?
well, I don't know. I probably wouldn't do anything if that's. I'd probably be like, "What the fuck, man?" Like I wouldn't go on some mission. But it's like if you're gonna smear shit on the light switch,
That's gross for everybody.
I was gonna say that's way worse than someone just turning the light off on you.
Why not just wipe your ass on the white switch?
Now the
light
pepper,
switch and be done with
the
it.
pepper thing I guess would work, but it's like you don't know who. It might not be the guy who.
Exactly.
You never know. I mean,
You
some
wanna
people just
get the
turn light.
offender.
Yeah.
This is why vigilantism doesn't work.
What you
For
need
that
to do
exact
is
reason.
you need to fake shit and sit on the toilet all ready to jump up and go. And as soon as you bait them into it, as soon as the light goes off, you jump up out the stall and you got them, dude.
Sometimes
And at
like
that point, I don't know what you do, but
things we get angry
Do
about.
they even know they're doing something wrong?
good point.
Yeah,
I was
they
wondering,
might
some
not even
people just,
know.
but you kind of, if someone else is in the bathroom, you shouldn't go out and turn the fucking light off on them. If you have an idea someone else is in the stall.
Where does he work? A factory?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's factory. You know that's factory shit. Someone's in their shit
Yeah,
and you
that's
walk
about
out
as
and you can
tame
turn
as
the
it
light off.
gets.
Why the fuck not?
Yeah, you know someone's hiding in that stall.
Why not be
24/7
funny?
if they ain't
Doing
Fuck
something.
you. Have fun.
Man, when I was at the plant, there was this one guy I worked with. Let's call him Bill. And the managers used to give him so much shit because they'd be like, man, you've been in the bathroom 25 to 45 minutes. He's like, I had the shit.
My shits don't take that long.
And they're like, every night at 4 a.m.? I'm regular, man. All right, let's get into this story. So Andrew shares this video to the group chat. Andrew, go ahead and describe it.
Yeah, obviously, I follow Barstool Sports on Facebook. Not much of substance that they post, but they shared this video of like a grocery store security guard stopping a shoplifter. I'm not even sure what the guy was shoplifting. It doesn't really matter.
It looked like a bottle of Coke or something.
Okay, so yeah, something that was like under $5 probably.
Yeah.
And the dude's trying to like block him with carts and keep him from exiting the grocery store. And then pretty much out of like nowhere, what looks like a regular like grocery clerk just like tomahawk chops a 2-liter bottle at the dude's head. And dude, the accuracy of the throw doesn't even look real. Like, and so it ends up connecting with the dude's head and looks like it knocks him out.
Yeah.
Had
Pretty,
to have.
'Cause he seized up.
I mean, think
He was
about
like,
it though,
"Oh."
dude. Like that, a 2-liter bottle flying at you is a pretty hard object.
It looked like it hit him in the side of his neck.
Yeah.
So if it hit his carotid.
and you're not expecting
And
that.
if you're getting it this way, like the length of the bottle hitting
Yeah,
you, it's
boom,
one thing.
bing.
If I'm taking a fucking
But it
cap,
looked to me like it hit him long ways, like
Yeah,
his whole
yeah,
head.
like you said, it tomahawked over itself.
Yeah, and then hit him
Boom!
perfectly. But yeah, dude looked like I don't know, definitely was concussed.
He's probably rich now. Well, at least he will be.
So we had a bit of a discussion where I was just like, well, have fun getting sued and criminally prosecuted, because as much as society or any of us could be like, yeah, well, stealing's wrong. At the end of the day, here's a kid stealing something worth $2 or $3, and you're going to physically assault them
What if you
over it?
broke his neck?
Like, what do you have to gain from that?
Like, that's totally possible. Like,
And that mentality of workers like that, thinking like, what your supervisor's going to come give you a pat on the back
an
and a raise?
attaboy.
You sure did a great job for the store there, Johnny.
I have to ask.
That guy's dead, but
who gives a fuck that much at their
dude, when
job?
I worked at Aldi, I seen a kid stealing. It was like candy and shit like that. And dude, I sat there. I didn't give a fuck. I just sat there and watched
Why
him.
would you?
Like he walked past me, took a left, walked out the door. I'm like, I
throw up the middle finger. Fuck
I
you.
do not care. Like,
Every decision in life, everybody needs to ask themselves this question: what's my risk here? What's my reward?
You said that to me years ago, and I've constantly repeated it to myself.
It's good
it's
advice.
one of them things that you can apply to almost anything.
Everything.
Yeah.
So in that video, and there's no sound in it, and it was, obviously probably released by the store. So here you have a kid attempting to steal. Okay, a very minor infraction. Matter of fact, he was stealing so little, he couldn't even be prosecuted by the letter of the law for it.
Right, because it has to be over what?
Over $200, I think.
$250.
Yeah, I mean,
for...
even if he had a backpack full of shit, it's like, dude, you just probably gave this guy brain damage.
yeah.
So here's what you've now your reward would be, like Andrew said, an attaboy from the manager. The risk is you're going to be arrested and criminally prosecuted and possibly live with the guilt that you fucked this kid up because you wanted to stop him from stealing pop. And now the other point, too, the security guard, that was not a law enforcement officer. He has no legal right to hold that person there against their will. Now, he could say, hey, I need you to stop and come to this room with me, and then they can call the actual police. And if the person goes along with it, well, then nothing legally can be done. But if that person says, fuck you, man, and they walk out the door, there's nothing a security guard cannot put their hands on you. They cannot impede your forward movement. That's an illegal detainment. And the point I made in our group chat, oftentimes when I'm at Meijer or Walmart, if I buy some hockey cards or a blaster box or whatever, very frequently the alarms go off because of the stupid sensors in those things. And
It's embarrassing.
of course, they're always like the door greeters like, "Oh, can I just check your receipt?" And now I usually stop for them. I'm like, just so that they can feel like, okay, they're okay. You know, they've done their job. But like, I got so tired of it. I was walking out one day. There's this dude at Meijer. He's like, "Oh, if I could just," and I go, "You know, I'm under no legal obligation to let you check anything.
You can just go.
And he
fuck
goes,
yourself.
he goes, "Oh, I know." I go, "These stupid things go off all the time. It's obnoxious as hell." And I go, "And you all," I was like, "Furthermore," I was like, "You have no legal recourse to hold me here." He goes, "No, I don't, sir." I was like, "Okay, then." Like, that is just shitty management.
At least
where
he
they're
knew.
Yeah, like I wouldn't even want to be a greeter and be responsible
No.
for that because you're pretty much just inviting yourself to get into some
What
confrontation
do you
with
get
some
paid for that?
shoplifter.
What do you get paid for
And
that?
they're always, I don't know if you notice this, but the greeters are always either like 80 years
They're
old
elderly, yeah.
or handicapped
Yes.
or there's always something weird
Yeah.
about the greeter, and it's like this is the person you want to be in the first line of action when it comes
I mean,
to
if that's the only thing an old motherfucker could do to make money for themselves, then I don't
Okay.
really care about that.
That's fine.
We're
When
not-
people come in, say hello.
Your
Don't
job
fucking
is to
be
say
checking
hello.
people's bags
Hi,
and
how
shit.
are you?
Like
Then
accusing
you see your
people.
receipt. Yeah, that's what I feel like. You're being like, as I said,
The
I
fucking
had that
Gestapo,
meeting.
dude.
But see, but from a retail management perspective, those people are put on the front lines to deter theft.
Dude, retail's
From
dying.
it's like a human psychology thing. If somebody greets another human, there's studies that have been done. Like, they're so much lesser. There's they're less likely to steal.
Right.
Yeah, you
Why?
feel noticed a
But-
little bit.
But
I mean,
like, you can't expect that same person because they have no legal right. You're putting them in a bad position to be like, "Hey, if someone's stealing, you gotta do something about it." No, you can't do anything about it. They could sue the store. They could sue you. They could press charges against you. I almost wish one time one of them would like grab me because then I'd be like, "Well, this is a fucking lawsuit."
yeah, I'm like, how hard can I
You're
hit
like,
my head on the ground?
"Cha-ching. Thank you. Would you like to go any further with this?
And it's just like, people have like just a very poor understanding of their rights under our system of laws.
Yeah, well, it's like, have you guys ever had like a weird interaction with like a secret shopper? I mean,
no, I don't tend to get followed around. I'm like,
Not that I've known.
I remember one time I was probably like, we weren't kids. You know, I understand if it's like 14, 15-year-olds, you just assume they're stealing shit. But we were probably like,
Sure, 'cause we did.
yeah, because
were
they are. Because they
stealing
are.
shit.
But so no, we were probably like 18, 19, me and my buddy Jay, and I think we were at Target, and we're looking at something for his apartment or something. And this guy, like, you just know when these motherfuckers are following you, and they're not natural about it. And we go down, like, we start toying with him, like, all right, we're gonna walk this way, see if he comes. And we go down like the air freshener aisle, and we're walking, then we just stop and we kind of look at him. And this dude grabs a can of air freshener, and he's like looking at it, reading it. And my buddy Jay's like, nobody reads the side of an air freshener. And we just laughed, like, dude, leave us alone.
What's the chemical composition
Yeah.
of this air
Like,
freshener?
you could tell that he just thought he was being sneaky and just got caught. As he
Good
just like
God.
reacted muscle
I
memory, like, oh
can't
shit.
believe we never got caught as kids.
Oh my god.
First gen,
Mom
second
probably
gen.
don't want to hear about this.
I was pretty good.
Dude, I learned for the best, and then I took that trade and I became a kingpin of the Warhammer world.
Yeah, exactly, dude. He was contracting me and all my friends, it's like as a little army
I
to
did
go
no
in there
actual
and steal.
stealing. I had my
He was
minions
like-
do
he
it
was
for
like
me.
pimping out these kids to be his thieves.
Dude, he really was, and we had like the model paints that for Warhammer, which are like these metal figures, and they're not cheap either. You know, they're made out of like pewter and shit. You
Yeah,
know, it's
not
an
cheap at
expensive
all.
hobby, and the paints are like
It was expensive then, bro, and that was
Yeah.
20-some odd years ago.
the paints back then were probably about $4.99, $5.99 a piece. And dude, when I say we had every color that you could imagine, and like Brandon pointed out, like, how did my dad not question how we just like amassed this fucking
Dude, 1,000
paint
different
collection
shades.
overnight?
You got metallics, you got sparkles,
Dude,
you had
yeah.
every matte blacks.
We'd
you
have
got
like,
everything.
if I remember right, we had we'd go in there knowing like, all right, we need this color, that color.
Here's your shopping list.
the whole operation.
Yeah, here's your checklist.
Dude, paintbrushes. Talking about $10 paintbrushes, coming home with 3, 4, 5 of them.
Yeah, no, dude,
You got $100 of paintbrushes sitting there. You're a kid.
I can't believe
Your
the
parents
hobby shop
didn't
didn't
buy
go
it.
out of business, dude. Like,
did.
And
They
no,
did.
it's still
still
there.
there?
Yes, 100%. It's still there. I don't want to say the name.
I
of
told
it, but-
him. Well, I'm going to. I told him.
Statute of limitations.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
exactly.
told him though. I was like, it was weird. Like every time I went into a naked hardware, no matter who I was with, I was like, oh, I can get away with some shit here. And there was one time me, him,
You can
and
do anything
Devo were
in a
in there, and
Nankin.
I was like, seriously, like,
But did you call it Nakin? Isn't it Nankin?
Nankin. Nankin. You did sound like you said naked or something.
Yeah, I almost thought, wait, you walked in there naked?
I went up to the
I did.
naked
That's how
hard.
I got arrested, and the whole thing was undone.
It wasn't the stealing, it was the nudity.
No, but I remember thinking like I could steal. I seen a diorama, and I was like, ooh, I like that. And I went to grab it, like, what are you doing? You're in here with your stepdad, your little brother. You're gonna get fucked. You're about to get
Honestly,
busted.
you probably would have been better off because I don't see how fucking 4 13-year-olds walking in with the ringleader and walking out without buying anything
Do you
ever.
remember when, speaking of kids doing shit they shouldn't be doing, when Jibo used to let me take the car, and I had to take you for a dentist appointment
Yes,
in Canton, bro.
I remember
How old
it.
am I? I don't have a license. I'm driving that S10.
You were probably like 18, 17, 18.
I almost hit somebody on a bike, bro, by Farmer
Oh
Jack.
my god, dude!
It was that close to my life being changed forever.
He was coming left out of Farmer Jack onto Wildwood, and like he took kind of like a wide left, probably because you don't have a license and you're not really experienced
100%.
driving. So he takes this wide left, and there's a dude on a bike on the opposite side of the road, and
A
dude,
bicycle, not a motorcycle.
no,
Yeah.
oh, dude, almost smoked the guy to where like I remember the guy's expression of being like, "Holy fuck, I almost just got hit," and then I look at Brandon, and he's just like, like you could tell he was shitting himself. Dude. He was so red, and like he's just kind of like laughing, but at the same time,
I was getting
it's
that
like, bro.
FOMO. I was getting ready to go to prison.
Yeah, you wouldn't have been BMO. You'd have been blowhole because they'd have been plugging your mouth
Yeah,
in
dude,
the big house.
It was a close call.
You
That
know,
was-
so I never got caught stealing, but Stu and I used to steal together, and Stu got caught a couple of times. And I mean, I'm sure he could tell his side of the story, but there was a few times we'd be in certain places, and I'm not going to claim I had some like extra sensory perception, but I used like if I felt like the vibe was off,
You did it now.
I wouldn't steal it.
Yeah.
And I remember warning Stu a couple. I was like, dude, I don't think we should. But Stu was kind of nuts, and he just like he's like putting these CDs in his
That
jacket.
was Adam.
Yeah.
Same kind of mentality. Like, it never was a time where he was like, I shouldn't do this.
Every moment was
Yeah.
an opportunity.
Dude, stealing live lizards out of fucking pet.
Holy shit! Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, dude. Oh
That's
my
borderline
god.
poaching. I don't even know.
No, one
crossed
time,
into a different
dude,
territory.
I remember the first time he did it. We went downtown house.
Got me to Salem,
And
bitch.
no, we went in there and we were looking at tree frogs, dude. And he wanted a tree frog, but he didn't have the
And he
money.
got one.
He wasn't well off. He didn't have the money. So, dude, he's got me standing in the front aisle where like the cashier is, and I'm kind of like keeping an eye out on her. And then so I can see both front and the second aisle. Adam's in the second. He opens up the fucking terrarium, which is like a like halfway opening door. He tries to grab the tree frog. The tree frog jumps out of the tank onto the door. So, like, it's on the door outside the tank. And he's like, oh, shit. It was like out of a movie. And the lady's only one shelf over. So I don't know how she can't hear this. And he's like,
shit.
he finally gets the tree frog, dude. He takes it. He had his, like, boxers and his pants separated just enough to where there was, like, a little pocket in between his pants line and his boxer, like, elastic. And he stuck the tree
Poor
frog
frog.
right in there.
Poor
And then...
frog.
We were just like, all right, we'll see you tomorrow to get some crickets.
We'll be back to steal more shit.
So sometimes Stu and I would get out of a store and we'd be like, what'd you get? What'd you get? Can you imagine? You walk out of the store like, hey, what'd you go? I got some hockey cards. What'd you get? I got a fistful of lizards.
Red-eyed tree frog.
I got this turtle. I got this
expect.
scorpion,
No,
bro.
Adam stole a turtle from there before, dude. He was, I don't even know, just pet theft, dude.
Masterful. All right, let's give the man some respect.
Oh no, I will. Like I said, he was good at his
You're
craft.
poaching live animals out of a shop,
the
bro. not
problem,
being
the
caught.
problem with it is by him stealing it and bringing it home, that thing had like a 3-week lifespan.
Yeah, no chance. No chance.
I remember one time we were at Meyer, this one here in Monroe, and Stu was stealing CDs because he used to do it there and he'd sell them at school. And this just speaks to how stupid teenagers are. So Stu gets caught. It was me, Luke, and Stu. And as we're walking out,
Luke was stealing?
no.
Like,
Luke,
I
knew
don't,
it.
I
I
don't
knew
peg
it.
Luke as someone who would steal.
No, Luke was a choir
He was
boy.
a driver.
Luke used to have this stupid rule where he wouldn't steal, but if me or Stu was going to steal
It's
something,
okay to get it.
well, no, listen to this. This is how dumb it was. Not only would he look the other way for us, he wouldn't physically take it himself. He goes, but he's like, if you take it and then you give it to me as a gift, I'm not really stealing it. I'm like,
No,
but we're still in the store.
You're receiving stolen goods.
Yeah, he was playing some mental gymnastics to not feel bad about stealing
He's
shit.
twisting himself in a pretzel trying to justify it. So we get to the front door, and there's a guy from loss prevention, which I wish we'd have had the mindset just to bolt, because he had no legal authority, but we didn't know
And
that.
he probably wouldn't have chased you.
Probably not.
The three of you, y'all just...
He popped his badge out. He's like, hi, I'm with the store. Would you come with me? And then I remember Stu's jaw dropped open, and then he looks at me and Luke just very dismissively. He's like, you two can go. So they clearly had us on camera.
Yeah, he watched it all.
So they take Stu to some back room, and this is just how like stupidly loyal we were to each other. I remember telling Luke, Luke's like, well, what should we do? I'm like, all right, dude. I'm like, I'm gonna use the payphone so it's anonymous. I'm gonna call in a bomb threat.
God damn.
I was like,
talk about escalating the situation. It went from just like stealing to terrorist threats.
So my thought was it'll cause enough chaos Stu can slip out. Now I must have thought better because we didn't do it. We tried to go to the door, the room they were holding him in. The guy basically told us to beat it.
Well, you knew break them out.
That's kind of what the idea was, man. Like I don't know. We were teenagers. We're fucking stupid.
You don't got a good frame of reference on
I'd have been getting out of there and formulating my stories of how I wasn't there ever for any fucking reason. So I'm not in trouble.
We were always covering for each other. Matter of fact,
Brandon don't got your back. Pretty much the moral of that.
When it gets down to brass tacks and troubles arising.
He's going to sail you down the river.
Stu, when he's on next, he'll tell his side of that story because it wasn't as simple as he got caught stealing. He's in this room and they call his parents, and he literally had, like, we had been to the mall before that. He was still loaded with stolen goods from the mall on his person.
So he had like a crime ring going on, a syndicate,
dude,
man.
we used to go into Spencer's at the mall when it opened for like Halloween season, and we would, because it was so tight in there, especially like when you got close to Halloween, it was busy as fuck.
Yeah.
We would rob them blind. I remember one time, remember that van my mom had, that box van?
Yeah.
That thing was great. We used to commit so many crimes in that van.
I remember you picked me up that multiple times.
So we'd get in the van and we just start unloading, and like we're both pulling goods from places you wouldn't think there should be able to, fit these objects.
Dude,
like, what you get?
Takes his pants down, bends over, hold on.
I remember he pulled out a full like WWF like Kane mask, and like we're just like we have a strobe light, a black light, action figures.
He's got like a tailored coat with a
no
bunch of extra
live
pockets
animals.
in the
No
chest.
live animals.
No, that
so
kind of
it
takes
pales in comparison.
It reminds me of this time with Richard, I guess I'll just call him. I'll say his last name.
He's
there
got
on
no
accident.
standing in the world.
Okay, well, yeah.
What are you talking about?
So for why I was even riding with Richard at the time, I don't know, because
Yeah,
I was
why
probably
were you
like,
riding with him?
we were going somewhere, and he had an open seat, so I jumped in the car with him, and we get out at Luke's apartment. And he just very casually, we're walking through the parking lot, and he's just like, oh, 1 second. And he goes and unlocks another car's trunk that is not his and just takes shit out of it. And I'm like, what do you have there? And he's just like, oh, it's like a master key for focuses. I'm like, why do you have that?
He's a criminal.
Dude, yeah. And I'm like, at the time, I'm like, damn, that's pretty cool. Like, where did you get this from? But he was ahead of the curve on that shit, dude.
Old Dick Hoopty. That's what we used to call him in high school.
Notorious.
No,
wasn't that our cousin?
Yeah,
Notorious?
Oh no, you're right. Richard was notorious.
I know I'm right.
Our cousin was infamous.
Infamous.
Even better.
Yeah, one of them could fucking spell.
For those of you that don't know, it was their dumbass vanity plates.
And then I remember Richard had the EX and he stole an S to make sex. Nothing says you're not getting sex like having the word sex on your car. So,
though, to finish that point, though, like Stu and I, we'd make a contest out of it. We'd get into a store, we'd see who could steal more in terms of a dollar amount, and we'd like add it up. Like, hold on, I got to tack on this $5 for this neon chalk I stole.
You hit grand larceny, bro.
Right. Who can get a felony?
Oh God, we certainly didn't deprive ourselves of self-made fun. That's for sure. All right, we just got a couple of minutes here, so. If you want to contribute to this podcast, ask us a question, send some feedback, or even appear on it, you know how you can do that. Email us at vagrantsandvandals@gmail.com. That's vagrants, the letter N, vandals@gmail.com.
To be clear, you're talking to Stu, right?
At least one out of three is amused in this room.
I will always make myself laugh.
We know.
No questions there.
We know.
Now, wait for me to listen to this. I'll bust out laughing again. a second time around.
And then you'll leave me a message giving me your synopsis.
I will. I'll laugh again on the message. I'm just kidding, Stu. I love you, man.
Right. He'll break it down
Like-
how everyone else isn't funny.
And that's been
It is what it is.
the ongoing thing behind the scenes is Brandon pumping himself up.
Much like the Mud Puppets, I'm the king of the funny, king of the views. It is what it is.
King of the views.
I don't say every single one's going to be a hitter, but, I mean, come on.
Right. You're batting like 250.
Please,
It's
bro.
respectable.
Please.
Hey, in baseball, you
That's
hit the ball
respectable.
I don't
3
even
out
know
of
what
10
that means because I don't know
times.
baseball, so I don't even know what that means.
It means like you're almost hitting 30%. Like
About 300. That's why you ain't winning no money gambling.
Absolutely right. Remember playing baseball, how fun that was?
what?
You mean
oh,
softball, or
Yeah,
when you
softball.
got clubbed in the face as a child in t-ball?
No, that was horrible. That was horrible.
I'll tell you, we can talk about that on the next episode.
Talk about the downriver
Yeah, I got a good story
Misfits.
too
You're right.
about
Yeah,
Brandon.
you were on that
Brandon
fucking
about
team.
Brandon and athletics.
Okay. So make sure you guys tune in next week for all of that. And remember, be you vagrant or be you vandal, all rascals and rogues, welcome here.